If somebody has a house in the village and it's new construction and a builder builds according to the approved plans, who is supposed to sign off on the work?
The building inspector would be signing off on the work.
And what if the building inspector signed off on extremely, outrageously bad, defective work over a 2.5-year period? What would you say to that?
I would then probably, and again, it would have to be proven, you filed a claim, $350,000 for the Village of Babylon. I am not going to comment or answer any of your questions, and neither is the board, on their advice.
There's $300,000 in defective work to a new construction in your village, proven through 3 different structural engineers' reports. Who's responsible for that?
Mr. Kidd, I just gave you my answer.
The negligent builder stated that all of the damage to my house was due to the faulty workmanship and negligence of the builder.
Austin calls the building inspector. What do the citizens of Babylon think?
As citizens here that walk past the house every day, the house is structurally unsound. You know that it's structurally unsound. He's sleeping there underneath a structurally unsound house. Upwards of 50 people a day are walking past the house where it could potentially collapse.
How you doing? How are you? I need Steve Feldman, the building inspector.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, I need all of your documentation for the inspections.
No, you get nothing.
Why not?
Because you're a threat, you're a menace.
I'm a threat and a menace? How so? I'm trying to get the explanation for why you signed off on my property like that.
This young man, he is now a proud owner of a piece of property in your village. I just feel he's been done nothing but wrong. As a mayor of this village, I feel you should be doing everything possible to respect your people and do something to help them and not protect the people that are doing the wrong thing.
Does it concern you that your building inspector...
Mr. McKenna, go ahead.
Allow me to finish my question, ma'am.
The people of Babylon are speaking up. Does this concern Mayor Adams?
Does it bother you that your building inspector signed off and approved the construction of this house when in fact now we know that it apparently should not have been signed off on?
All questions regarding this matter, as I said in the beginning of the meeting, a claim letter was filed for the Village of Babylon to give out $350,000. That letter was submitted to the insurance company. On the advice of legal counsel, there will be no comments.
I was just at my house, just doing things around the property. I looked out the street, and there's 2 police cars kind of just looking at my property. I went up to start talking to the guys. They were just kind of curious about what was going on. Seemed like nice guys. We talked about wrestling and stuff like that. So the guys were just basically trying to measure me. They were trying to decide if I was a crazy man or if I was a regular guy. And I think quickly they realized that I'm just a regular guy who's been screwed over.
See, now when you say it that way, that's almost like a threat. And I'm not saying you are.
They keep going back to the threat. Nobody made a threat except your people.
Is there anyone else that would like to...
Is the building inspector still employed by the village, being that he was derelict?
Again, did you not hear my answer, Mr. McKenna? I'm going to ask you to leave the room if it keeps up. You're not scaring me.
And no one should be on the property.
Have a good night, Mr.
A couple $100,000?
Does it bother you that you're being exposed and all this garbage because it stinks in here? It really does. So.
Is there anyone else that has any other questions?
On you, because you'd rather follow legal advice than protect your own community here. You know there's an unsafe condition and you're doing nothing about it.
And in due course of time, you will be exposed for what you have done to us.
Is there anyone else that has any questions?
The meeting went very well last night. Once again, they're unresponsive, but it's important to pressure them. We have 30 days for them to settle, to decide if they're going to offer a settlement or if we're going to take this into litigation. They're going to lose in litigation, and they're going to lose big.
We had our first meeting. I said to you I would help you any way I could.
No, you did not say that.
Yes, I had a witness sitting there.
This is important right here. The first thing that you said was, she's lying. Why should I allow this to continue?
I am asking you to respect me and
I respect people that tell the truth.
We've heard from the residents of Babylon. What about someone in authority?
I'm being upset by seeing all of the allegations of the corruptness and everything else that he allegates. If that building is as unsafe as this gentleman's reports say, as a former chief of this department for the fire department of Babylon, I would have asked the village to raise the building.
Vinny, very famous line. Everything that man said is bullshit. Pardon my French.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to address the board at this time?
You think I should do whatever the village wants me to do? What does that mean? What's that? You think the village is right? Why? Can you explain yourself? Explain yourself. Why? What are they right about? Yes. The fact that they signed off on defective work, you think that's right? This is getting intense.
And the battle continues. Here's hoping that justice is served sooner rather than later, and people can move on from this. First up, we found a message from a viewer that read, "This board possibly faces civil and or criminal action." Next, we found someone trying to comfort Austin, at least a little, by saying, "It could be worse. You could have to go home to her every night. She's someone's wife." And finally, we found someone who is just surprised at how long Austin has been put through this. "Cannot believe this continues to drag on. So sorry you and your dad are going through this. How can no news outlets be reporting on this?" If you have any videos of your own you'd like to share, be sure to send them in. And as always, thanks so much for watching The Tradesman.